Hello and welcome back to Sigh of the Abyss. So, last time we didn't make that much progress with the Laverna, but also I'm not sure why I expected us to, considering all of our other quests have taken us quite some time to get there. But okay. Witnessing how the Laverna brazenly chased Aless in the streets has made you antsy. If only Alphion were here to ease your worries. You look around, half expecting him to prance in out of nowhere and sweep you off your feet, but he has better things to do than lie in ambush. Alas. Humming the tune of his song, you head to the Rose. The heat of summer is merciless. The sun rays prick your skin like needles whenever you step out of the shadows.
Aren't you boiling alive in that blouse?
You turn around to see Alphion smile at you, putting the radiance of the sun to shame. What, you'd rather I take my blouse off, or I could say the same to you? I mean, probably both. I could say the same to you.
I like these too much to roll my sleeves up.
He wiggles his hand to make the frills on his wrist dance. It's only been a couple of days since you last saw him, yet you could spend hours lost in his beautiful eyes and the vast expanse of skin he's showing.
That's good to know.
Alphion.
I don't need to read your mind to know that you want to deflower me.
Must you phrase it like that?
Tell me it isn't true.
He hooks arms with you.
Enough jesting. How was your day?
The gnawing dread he had managed to suppress resurfaces, all too happy to spoil your mood.
Oops, wrong question.
Hard question. You tell him about the blouse, then recall what happened with Alest and the Laverna. His eyebrows form a knot between his eyes.
Thieves, liars, and scoundrels indeed. At least the sister is safe now. You said she recognized you.
You nod.
How is that, to have someone recognize the person you devoured?
Has it never happened to you? It made me feel guilty, or it didn't bother me. I guess if he's asking, it didn't happen to him, but I guess between the two it would make me feel guilty, but let's ask him. Has it never happened to you?
Never. I made sure of it.
How? Okay. Alright, then, I mean, it did kind of bother me, so I'm gonna go with it made me feel guilty. I had to lie to her about losing my memories.
Did you ask your friend what Miss Lagrande was like?
Unfortunately, I did. She was a debauched and vicious miss.
You don't need me to remind you that you are not her. But I'm doing it anyway. I can see how upset you are about her.
Thank you, Alphion. Despite his questions leading the conversation, he has been following you arm in arm, and you have taken him to the refrain. What is it?
Nothing. The ward around the place caught me by surprise, that's all.
You are so used to the magic of the ward, akin to a bubble ready to burst, that you don't even notice it anymore.
The guest house is even more beautiful during the day.
Between the lush greenery of the courtyard and the sun-bleached facade, it's indeed a small wonder. With your window in sight, your thoughts drift to your bed. Alphion's hair would look so pretty splayed onto the pillow. You have never shown me your room at the Rose.
Calling it a room is very generous. It's a hall with a bed and some shelves.
The lavish entrance of the guest house, with its high windows and glazed bas-reliefs, earns a whistle of appreciation.
Blessed be,
His wince tells you he regrets his praise to the goddess almost immediately. You know you shouldn't say those things, or blessed be. We don't need to remind him. Let's go with blessed be. As to you, overtaken by a bout of nausea. It lasts only a moment, but is enough to make you dizzy. The old wood of the staircase creaks under your feet. Every step brings you closer to your room, your special corner of the world. Every step brings you closer to your bed, all while Alfhion has yet to kiss you. Your heart skips a beat once your door is in sight. You steal a glance at Alfhion, but instead of looking eager, he appears sad. What's wrong?
I used to do this a lot, spend my time in the beds of other people, and now that maybe I'll get to do it with you, I hate to be reminded of that.
Alfhion, you know I don't judge you for it.
It's why I did it that bothers me.
He glances at the many doors that line the hallway. Taking the hint, you unlock the one to your room and keep it open for him. The first thing he does when he steps inside is to inhale deeply.
It smells like you. It's lovely.
You hide your smile as you take off your boots. The braces can go as well, your blouse is all damp underneath. He looks around, keeping any comments to himself. The chair's all yours, Alfhion. You sit on the bed and not at the lone chair by the writing desk. He hangs his jacket there before clutching his chest to sigh as dramatically as possible.
You're a little devil.
What? But...
Hello. His head finds its place on your lap. It's the closest he has ever been to you, closer even than when you danced together. He takes your breath away. From the perfect curve of his nose to his cheekbones draped in wine red and silver, he is a sight to behold. The soft light makes his skin appear honeyed, and you wish for nothing more than to crane your neck to kiss him. You're not the only one staring. Alfhion too is gazing at you in adoration.
Here I am, in your bed, doing something I have never done before.
You have never rested your head on someone's lap.
Perish the thought. I'd have to talk with them.
You brush the hair away from his face.
You're doing it with me.
He looks away.
I don't need to lie to you. I don't need to fabricate a past that doesn't exist. A childhood that never was. Family and parents. I can keep up the illusion of mortality, but it's just that, an illusion. Alfhion, why is your skin so cold? Why are you completely still when you sleep? How come your beard doesn't grow at all? I can hardly answer. Well, forgive me for being a corpse,
Well, that's fair. Out of everything we'll never have, what do you long for the most, or you kept mortals at arm's length all this time to protect yourself? Again, both very good choices. What do I say? Out of everything we'll never have, what do you long for the most?
Night dreams, unbridled and moon-touched. The abyss has no need to obfuscate itself to its envoys. Thus, we are deprived of the delirium to receive its message clearly. A shame, if you ask me.
He twirls a lock of your hair around his finger.
What about you?
I wish I had a family. I wish I had a past of my own. I too wish I could experience night dreams. That all sounds nice. Family. Family, that's complicated. That really depends on how you define it. Because the two of them could be a family, sure. But what if he now interprets this as wanting to have children and they can't, you know, that kind of thing. I don't... This might be me too, like, meta-thinking it, but you know what I mean, yeah? A past? I don't know, the future is more important. And night dreams? I'm gonna risk it and say we shared a family.
Between Silas and Marinette, I'd say you're close to having one.
You got it. Thank you for understanding. His hair flows under your fingers like threads of silver.
You're quieter than usual. I wish I had a penny so I could do what you do. Flip it in the air and ask for your thoughts.
He chuckles.
It takes a lot of practice to make that trick appear natural, you know.
Now imagine doing that on horseback.
It sounds easier than playing the lute on a steed, which is still something I want to try one day.
You'd look so dashing.
Mm-hmm.
So gallant.
You finally managed to steal a full-bodied laugh from him.
What are you doing to my spirits, you witch of laughter?
I'm lifting them.
Oh, will anybody help this poor, spellbound minstrel, enthralled by this most charming tormentor?
You are calling me charming.
Aren't you, my dear? I bared my heart to you, afraid you'd toss it aside. You cradled it gently instead, covered its wounds with your wit and gave it back to me with a ribbon. All it's missing is a kiss?
With a sweet ache in your heart, you hold him like a treasure, your precious Elfion, too bashful to be direct. He closes his eyes and lets you pull him closer so that you can finally brush against his lips. What was that? Wine and starlight? That achievement? Finally. The kiss makes your heart soar and sing violently in your chest. Elfion is holding on to you with abandon, spellbound just as you are. When you open your eyes, you find him already gazing at you in adoration.
Hear ye, hear ye. Local minstrel is a bloody idiot. He should have kissed his beloved earlier.
Oh, should he have?
Indeed. Alas, he has been sentenced to a most ecstatic punishment.
Must he smirk so handsomely with those pretty lips of his?
His punishment is to kiss me again.
Such tyranny.
He has never shown anyone these sides of himself, the one that overthinks, the one punishing himself for his gallivanting past, and the silly, light-hearted side. You cherish all the facets of your beloved Elfion.
I can't believe I deprived myself of your sweetness for so long.
You spend the rest of the day with him, raining kisses on his face, talking to him equally about the mundane and the extraordinary. Once the sun is low enough in the sky to flirt with the horizon, Elfion must take his leave. Can't you spend the night, or I'll see you soon, my love. Well, I mean, at this point we can try, yeah? Can't you spend the night?
My dear, restraint would shatter my heart.
You stand on your tiptoes to leave one last kiss on his nose before he bows to you with a flourish and heads off. Oh, that was sweet. Still teasing, but sweet. Morning comes. Your usual routine of a bath, a tisane, and some light reading hits a snag when the washroom's door doesn't open. Who's there? It's me. Apologies, I didn't know it was taken. Water splashes from the other side of the door. I won't take too long. You're still used to being the only guest of the refrain, Perhaps because Brother Mattia goes out of his way not to inconvenience you. After a couple of minutes, Elast knocks on your door. I'm done. You thank her and proceed to take your bath. Once you leave the washing room, you are welcomed by the sight of Brother Mattia and Elast talking just outside their rooms. And you are yet to leave this place, even for a small walk? That's right. How much longer must you remain hidden? I don't know. Elast turns towards you with a gravity befitting a sister of dusk. I left something of great importance behind and cannot leave. What is it? Did you leave it in the temple? Is it more important than your life? Elast, I hope you're not implying you need to go back. I think that is what she's implying, and I'm sure we'll accompany her. Let's just be direct. What is it? A portrait of my husband, the only thing keeping time from eroding my memories of him. May he rest in the comfort of dusk. They both trace the symbol of the Lady of Dusk in the air, a downward hemisphere with 3 sun rays. I'd ask Ascanio to fetch the portrait had I left it in my quarters, but it's currently in the hands of an artisan. I wanted her to make a reproduction of the painting on a reliquary for my mourning shawl. What's stopping Ascanio from going to this artisan? She lives all the way in La Marina. I had a feeling. No mage can leave the city to go there. A terrible feeling insinuates itself in your mind, dangerous enough that you cannot let it go. What does she look like again? Quite peculiar, I must admit. I have never seen someone with so many spectacles on a person. Yeah, just as we thought. Of all the goldsmiths in the city and beyond, Renza got the job. I mean, she is good at what she does, it sounded like. I know her. What's her name again? Camilla. Silas did warn you that Renza likes to use pseudonyms with her clients. Tell her that Camilla is a Laverna, or there's no need to tell her. Oh. I mean, I feel like we're going to go to her regardless, but... I mean, we want to be open, right? Just in case. And like for the future. So, I'm gonna tell her. Her glee quickly wanes when she sees your face. Rivera. I'm afraid that this Camilla belongs to the rabble that chased you, Elast. What? Not all of them bear scars. Those with any power among their ranks certainly don't. Elast is beside herself, rightly so. After leaving House Fidelio, it became impossible for her to conduct business with anybody she knew. Renza was introduced to her as someone who would take the job without asking too many questions or caring about her lost title. And how betrayed she feels, having fed that viper with information that was used to terrorize her. With Brother Mattia's help, he assuaged her fears. As long as she doesn't leave the guest house, she is safe from harm. But what will happen to the portrait? I'm sure Ascanio could be convinced to go, or I'll take care of it. I'll do it. They both look at you, incredulous. I have my ways. If something happened to you because of me... It won't. I have met Renza before. She is not much of a threat when she's alone. Yeah, she was. Wasn't she scared of us the last time we met? She'll be open to parley, or it's about time she pays her dues. Parley with Renza? I don't know about that. Pays her dues. I mean, we already... What was it last time? We made basically a deal? Like, is she still quote-unquote indebted to us? Ballet? Really? Is that really applicable here? I'm not sure. Huh. I don't know, with Renza it's a bit tricky because we don't really know too much about it, and she's mostly been doing things for business, and like she did her craft well, and I don't know. Just because this one is so negative, pays her dues, that we'll... Like, it sounds like we'll attack her, and Palais sounds more peaceful. I don't know, can turn out either way in the end, but just because this sounds like we'll discuss, and this one sounds like we'll punch her, I'm gonna go with Palais. To do so, you must have something to offer her. Yeah, right? She's always been partial to my brooch. Well, that's true. A moment of silence passes among you. Your idea seems reasonable to Brother Mattia and Elast both. I will pray for your safety. As will I. May you evade the Lady of Dusk's gaze. Really? So we're just gonna offer the brooch for the portrait? Or the... Are we not maybe taking this chance to get some information? I don't know, but whatever. I do like this, again, better than just being like, okay, we're gonna go in and punch her, I don't know. I don't know, let's see how this works out. You curtsy and walk to the staircase under the worried eyes. It's just that the further we go on, the more I'm thinking actions will have consequences, so yeah. The sun's scorching rays whip your skin once you leave the shade of the city. Only reptiles seem to enjoy the heat, tiny lizards baking atop rocks or snakes brazenly uncoiled at the side of the dirt path. As you pass the cold-blooded creatures, you are reminded of your previous visit to Renza. You left on civil terms, but you didn't know at the time of the goldsmith's affiliation with the Laverna. Given Scylla's familiarity with her, you should have guessed it. The cobblestones that pave La Marina drown in golden sand. On the other side of the river, a massive boat is under construction. The planks remind you of the ribcage of a giant. The curtains of Renza's workshop are drawn to shield her from the direct sun. Get inside through the shadows or knock? One of these days I'm gonna run out of slots to save. If we're gonna, like, offer the brooch and everything, be straightforward with her, then I think we should just knock. And hope she doesn't try to flee or something. You approach the door and rap on it twice. You hear footsteps and Renza's muffled voice from the other side of the door. What? I'm busy. Come up with an outlandish lie. Okay. I'm here on Sister Aleth's behalf. There's fire, get out of there. I'm here on behalf of the glass blower. Interesting. 3 of those are lies and only 1 is straightforward. I'm gonna try with honesty, even though with her that might not be the best policy. I'll try. I'm here on Sister Aleth's behalf. Sister... Ah, that one. As soon as she cracks the door open, you force yourself in. You! Instead of pushing you out, she steps back. What are you doing here? You close the door behind you. A lacquered box with jeweled corners crowns her work table. This must be the reliquary box Celeste commissioned. The bare wood of the lid is hinged where the gold leaf portrait should be. The box is incomplete, you're afraid. As for the portrait you're looking for, it's stowed on top of the bookshelf. Renza is brandishing a tool, a fine hand file, in front of herself like a weapon. Corner her, have the shadows around her quiet down. We have to use our powers? Well. Can we not just talk? I guess I'm gonna go with quiet down. The abyss within her, refined and polished like a gemstone, is like a mirror for your command. It shatters, reflecting your darkness. The hand with the tool lowers, and her expression turns mellow. Excellent. Renza is supposed to be a high-ranking member of the Laverna. She might know what Silas doesn't. That's what I thought. You have kidnapped and tortured members of the clergy. Why or what business do the Laverna have with Sister Celeste of Dusk? Huh. So one is more broad and one is like specifically about the last. I guess both is kind of asking the same thing. Let's go with does she know? Like would she know this over the general one? Let's go with the last. Hearing you mention their own name drenches in her dread. The reliquary she commissioned is still a work in progress. You expect her to tell you more, but she seems to find that a satisfactory answer. Please, she was chased in the streets by your people. Not under my orders. Whose then? The patron lord and matron lady Fidelio insisted their granddaughter be returned to them. Oh. Well, damn. You can hardly believe your ears. Celeste's own blood hired those ruffians. One more thing. You have kidnapped and tortured members of the clergy. Why? Okay, one of those cases where we can ask both. Thank you very much. Only those that were an inconvenience. One of them escaped us somehow. She's talking about Brother Mattia. How were they an inconvenience? We're not supposed to attract attention. By antagonizing some of our members, they made an enemy of us all. But why desecrate Brother Armin like that? She shrugs. His eyes were plucked out, his eyelids and lips sewn shut, and his robes concealed the worst of it. And Renza shrugs. Your eyes fall on her dainty hands. Renza looks so inoffensive, more concerned with the precision of her craft than the brutality of the Laverna, yet she has underlings of her own, and the coin she makes flows into the Laverna's pockets. Have you ever killed someone? What do the people under you do, or what do you think of the current Laverna? Oh. Yeah, I kind of feel like she herself doesn't do the killing. The people under her? That's a good question. But what do you think of the current Laverna? I think that might be an important one. Yeah, what do you think of the current Laverna? She understands I don't care much for things outside my field and lets me work during our assemblies. That's not what I meant. Do you agree with her leadership? Renza treasures her opinion of her so much that she attempts to fight your yoke on her mind. Answer me. Instead of slicing her thoughts thinly, you carve them open. She has grown fond of the bottle, and that has made her erratic. What you're telling me is that you disagree with her approach. I prefer bribery to torture. There she stands, inoffensive Renza, surrounded by her gems and tools. Who would succeed Laverna should she perish? Another member of her cohort. Why? Aren't you such a member? She nods. How would the Laverna act under the leadership of someone like Renza? Well, it seems like she has a very, one-way mind. Like, just interested in her treasures, right? In her crafts. And money, I suppose. It would definitely be less bloody. After enough time, would it be any different than a regular merchant guild specialized in luxuries? Why are you asking? It's your turn to shrug. These are all hypotheticals, after all. Kill her, make it painless, or let her live. Wow. Wow. That kind of outright choice? Really? Really? I don't like her attitude, okay? But it's not the worst, kind of not the worst person we've met so far. So, yeah, I don't know. I think I let her live and live with the consequences, but yeah, I don't know, just killing her just like that, I don't think I'd feel comfortable with that, so yeah, let her live. Thank you for your cooperation. Are you leaving? After taking this. You grab the oval portrait on top of the cabinet. Why do you need that? I'm sure you must have guessed by now. You raise your other hand. Shadows coalesce in your palm, forming mesmerizing shapes. Tell anyone I was here, and you will have a taste of my retaliation. Enthralled as she is, she takes in your threat without a reaction. You leave. Just as you close the front door, your thrall breaks on her. Muffled through the door, her faint crying reaches you, carried by shadows enamored with her pain. You have violated the sanctity of her mind, and only now she feels the brunt of your actions. Well, that should be enough, right? I don't feel like it will be much of a problem that we didn't kill her. Like, we have been relatively mild with her this whole time, so yeah. Or I guess it might have went differently if we didn't take over her mind, if we just cornered her. Okay, no time for second guessing. The sun is about to topple over the horizon when you step through the gates of the refrain with Aleth's treasure in your arms. Aside from her beloved memento, you have disturbing news to share with her. The patron lord and matron Lady Fidelio were behind her attempted kidnapping.
Surely not.
She is back, sister. Now is your line? Surely not. Okay. When Aleth peeks from the staircase, you present the portrait to her. She almost trips over her robes in her frantic descent. My beloved! She clutches the painting in her arms, caressing the canvas where her husband's cheek has been made immortal by pigments. You are unscathed. Brother Mattia takes her arm in disbelief of your accomplishment. Blessed be the Lady of Dusk, for she spared you from her gaze. Oh, Olivera, how could I ever thank you for this? You don't want to spoil Aleth's joy with the grim news about her grandparents. not tonight. Okay. Oh, I was wondering, we are wearing the new blouse. Okay. What you have learned about the Fidelios from Renza has you distraught. You knock on Aleth's door. Good morning. Seeing her so mirthful is a double-edged sword. The painting she so coveted, the portrait of her husband, greets you from above her undone bed. Livera, what's with the long face? I have news to share with you. How close were you with the patron lord and matron lady Fidelio? I know who ordered those ruffians to follow you. It breaks my heart to share with you what I have learned. And between these two breaks my heart, or how close were you? Let's go with this. How close were you with the patron lord and matron lady Fidelio? What a curious question. They disapproved of my new path in life, but didn't prevent me from becoming a sister. Her oblique answer probably tells you that they must not be on the best of terms. That's something. Why? Did something happen to them? You shake your head. What then? I learned who sent those ruffians after you. Her face drains of all emotion, empty, as if enthralled, the perfect canvas for rage. Don't tell me it was them. It hasn't settled in. Not fully, you think, because when it does, Aleth's brows turn into a knot that crowns her blazing eyes. How dare they go back on their word? I had to discard my parents and disown my name to live as a sister. Those were their conditions. And now they stoop so low as to hire ruffians to have me return? She stomps her foot on the floor. I refuse. Her eyes burn with defiance. Are those scoundrels still looking for me? I can't say for certain. Brother Matthias' door cracks open. Sister, what has you so agitated? My apologies, brother. Did I interrupt your lords? Her voice turns into a hushed whisper. I must send a letter to my cousin. We have always been close. I pray she'll be inclined to help me. She reaches out for your hand to clutch it. Thank you again. You leave her to a letter under the watchful gaze of her beloved husband, forever young in the painting on the wall. Once the dust settles, you decide to seize the day. Okay then. I'm wondering if anything will come off of that Renza thing. I mean, we did get some information, but, you know, is she actually gonna help us in some way? Help overthrow the Laverna? You wonder how the leader of the Laverna is doing. After finding a secluded alley, you plunge into the shadows to return to her domain of chipped rock and darkness. By now you're familiar with the path to take. As fast as the eye can see, you move from shadow to shadow until you reach her quarters. You find Laverna seated on her throne. The desecrated statue on her side is petrified mid-scream like a sick herald. Today she is not alone. A comely woman is kneeled on the carpets and pillows strewn about. The stylized eye on her shawl and the coral horn-like earrings tell you that she is either very superstitious or is a soothsayer. You keep a distance. You don't want her to see you today. Yeah, good idea. What good is your gift if it can't tell me where the priestling is? I never claimed I could tell you where to find him. He could be in Oriani for all we know. Laverna clicks her tongue and looks into her cup. He's in the city, of that I am certain. Behold, the tower. The other woman looks into the cup and nods gravely. I'll ask you again. What am I keeping you for if you can't find him?
The dance is in a few days, Laverna. My absence will be noticed.
Laverna concedes with a cruel smile. I do love your antics there. To other matters, then. Do not fear the Laverna. That is the hidden name.
I've narrowed down who's responsible for that tune. It's a red-headed minstrel.
Yeah, of course they'll find out. She knows of Alphion. Why are you shocked? It had to come out eventually. There really aren't many redheads around here. Any reason why they have managed to avoid us?
None, Laverna.
You might want to start rounding them up before this shite song spreads.
As you wish.
Laverna tries to drink from the cup, but only sediments are left, and her face scrunches in disgust. Spying on her has confirmed that the plan you set in motion is working, slowly but surely. She seems vicious and revengeful, and strangely accurate in her divinations. She could also see you from within the shadows. By all accounts, she seems blessed by the abyss. Yet the darkest hour will see her blood spill on the ground and make it fertile for your roots to spread. You observe the two a while longer before leaving. Curious. That morning, you descend the stairs to the dining hall to see a disgusted Aleste crumple a piece of paper.
Lady of Dusk, aid me.
Can I help instead? What do you need assistance with? Or else? What happened? Can I help instead?
Must I be such a burden to you?
Don't say that. What has you so dramatic?
Ascanio stopped by to deliver a message.
She smoothens the piece of paper and shows you the seal stamped on it. Shaped as a shield, it depicts a hand holding the symbol of the Trian goddess.
This comes from the matron lady of House Fidelio herself. It's an official summons, one I could not normally ignore.
Not even after leaving the house?
Not even then.
She flips the note. Instead of ink, smudged charcoal has been used to write a different message. Aleste, I beg of you, if you do not attend the dance, your sister will be forced to.
This is from my mother. It's the real reason I'm being summoned to the Queen's dance.
Your vision clouds, your head fills with warmth.
The Queen of the Woods is locked in a deadly dance with her hunters. Such a spectacle is no match for the glory of the abyss.
You return to your senses, pleasantly surprised to still be standing. Aleste, who is the Queen of the Woods?
You remembered something. It is not...
That's a word too much.
It is not a person, it's the fowl they hunt.
The whisper did mention hunters. This Queen's dance sounds like a hunting festival. Is that the case?
Hearing you ask me about it is so bizarre. The Queen's dance is the matchmaking event for Carolician nobles.
The Queen's dance. An excerpt from the diary of the late Miss Legrande, dated several years in the past. This year was such a bore. They insist on inviting merchants barely able to string two steps together, or who look at horses as beasts of burden. If they possessed even an ounce of a horse's grace, perhaps they could score a match at the dance. Alas! I saw Miss Fidelio bet her eyes at one such buffoon, and frankly, given how the Fidelios' deal with House Bieri fell through, I can see them desperate enough to marry her to that money bag. I would never give a second thought to someone gauche enough to step on my slippers. Well, great. We see whose body we inherited there, so to say. Those who enjoy hunting gather their dogs and compete amongst each other to bring back as many queens of the woods, fowls as I said, as they can. Those who stay behind in the lodges have a competition of their own, the dances. Every year, an extraordinary hunter and an exceptional dancer emerge from the queen's dance and are considered the most desirable partners for marriage. Where does the event take place? In the Forester's Hide. The Forester's Hide. When the summer heat becomes unbearable, nobles find refuge in the villas built on the outskirts of the evergreen forest. Peasants are forbidden entrance unless they are there to collect lumber, and even then they are not allowed to wade too far into the sea of trees. Every major noble house has a villa there. This year the dance is hosted by the Aquillas. She has mentioned that name to you before. Every house sends available candidates, and their job is to represent the house well, impress each other, and form beneficial arrangements. So a networking party, great. Her smile turned softer. I met my husband there. His family had managed to score an invite and he was out of his league. I minded at the time, and yet a part of me found him endearing. Ella's thoughts turned to a sweeter time, one that mellows the abyss within her for a moment. Why does the matron lady want you to attend? Did I ever attend myself, or why does the Whisper want you to attend? Well, we should be able to do something there, I guess. Does it matter if we attended? Why does the matron lady want you to attend? House Fidelio must be in dire need of money, favours, or both to ask this of members of the main branch. Knowing the matron lady, she already made promises, and if I do not attend, the next suitable candidate will. Your sister. Beside herself, Celeste shakes her head pleadingly. Who is not of age? The matron lady wouldn't, would she? Celeste's lips thin grimly. She would. Once Louisa debuts there, she will become a candidate for marriage, and a hand can be promised to this mysterious suitor. Okay, I was wondering about that. We can ask more. Did I ever attend myself? Well, to be fair, we just got that diary entry that already confirms it, right? I think we're gonna go no matter what, so let's make conversation with Celeste. Did I ever attend myself? You don't mind me being earnest about your past, do you? You are a different person. I wouldn't want to hurt you. Before taking my vows, I revelled in vanity myself, but you made vice a way of living. The Queen's dance was yours to terrorize. Did nobody ever give me a piece of their mind? Nobody dared displease a La Grande. Ugh. I envied you a bit, you know. With all your brothers and sisters married long before you were born, you were allowed to be picky. Brothers and sisters? Oh dear. You're the youngest of 11. 11. That poor mother. Why does the Whisper want you to attend? The Queen of the Woods is locked in a deadly dance with the hunters. Such a spectacle is no match. Yeah, we heard that. Such a spectacle is no match for the bloodied glory of the darkest hour. The time has come. The reckoning is near. Oh. The truth of the abyss, of its welcoming embrace, shall drown the lies of the false sun. The heavens will be no more, the hells will be no more. Caroline will soon know this truth. The prodigal one, shall cower in fear. The merriest amongst all shall rule their thoughts. The most beloved shall rule their actions, and you shall rule their hearts. Yeah, I don't know about that, but okay. You blink and return to your body without alerting a last to your communion with the abyss. With so many nobles in attendance, the Queen's dance is the perfect stage for the darkest hour. Fantastic. Is this a once-in-a-year event? Yes, it happens around a fortnight after the everlasting prime. The day is picked every year by astronomers to coincide with the aphelion, I think it's called. Don't ask me what it means. She must see you furiously counting the days, because she provides the answer herself. The Queen's dance is in 3 days. Unsuspecting of the reason you're showing interest, she must come to terms with the impossible choice she sees in front of her. How dare they consider my sister for it? She hasn't even seen her 13th summer yet. Yeah, that's cruel. They're forcing your hand. She crushes the note once again. I cannot let them throw a child into that den of depravity. The Queen of the Woods is locked in a deadly dance with the hunters. Such a spectacle is no match for the glory of the abyss. They have won. I'll attend to appease the matron lady. So long as my sister doesn't debut, she can't be considered marriageable. I can buy her a year. You need to accompany Aleste. Well, clearly. We'll make it work. What if I told you that I need to come as well? I'm coming with you. Or how would one get an invite? Considering we're supposed to be dead, that is indeed a thing. How would one get an invite? To be invited, you need to be a debutante, someone marriageable, or act as a chaperone, or be a servant, I guess. Why? I just remembered about unfinished business I have there. You can't come with me. Half the people there attended Miss Legrande's funeral. Curse that miss. Would a mask be too conspicuous? She stops to think. Well, there has been a recent influx of guests from other lands, and the nobles from Dogado do wear masks when in public. Can you do a Dogadi accent? Dogado? A sea republic in the Enicetan Peninsula, Dogado trades with all major powers of the Middle Sea. Its flag depicts a winged lion with a halo holding the Book of the Law. Dogado is famous for the masks worn by the nobility to conceal their faces, and for their theriac, said to be the most potent of the Middle Sea due to a closely guarded secret ingredient. Curious. A Dogadi accent, I don't even know what their language sounds like. Forget about the language. How are you going to find one of their masks here? Malak must have some in his shop. And of course, you'll need an invitation. How hard would it be to forge one? Aleste's eyes grow comically wide. If you base your copy on mine, not too hard, I believe. She raises 3 fingers. Say you find a mask and forge an invitation. 2 lower, 1 stands upright. You'll need a dress fit for the Queen's dance, on a 3-day notice. Well, good thing we know a seamstress. So do you. I have some pieces in my wardrobe that I have never worn in public. I'm afraid they'd look silly on you. You're shorter, with narrower shoulders and less bust. I know a seamstress who'd die to get her hands on a dress fit for the dance. Do you think she could tailor on such short notice? I could pay her fee for you. I appreciate it. Another thought crosses your mind. Alpheon has his own role to play during the darkest hour. Should he not attend the event with you? I never thought I'd attend the Queen's dance again. She links arms with you. And with you as a friend. Her tone is jolly, but her eyes betray how worried she is. You have your work cut out for you. Where should you start? Good question. But yeah, that does sound like the grand finale at a ball, basically. Fun. Alast promised you she'd pull strings to obtain both the invitation and the dresses tomorrow. With nothing to do but worry, you decide to go to the Rose. And ask a boyfriend out on a date, basically, eh? You find Elfian sitting at a table with paper strewn around and a charcoal stick in hand. What are you up to, dear? Or try to surprise him? The word try implies to me that we can't really. He'll sense us anyway, right? So, what are you up to, dear? The sheet he's writing on is covered in a list of rhyming words, some definitely made up.
I am struggling. I was so stuck on the bridge of a little song I'm writing that I decided to put the notes aside and work on the lyrics instead. Oh, what torment! It turns out that being able to talk fast does not equal being able to rhyme fast.
With the pathos of a scorned poet, he shows you the source of his torment. Why did you choose to include a word like temperament?
Just mentioning your beauty would make for a shallow serenade.
Ah, so he's still working on the song he was writing for you.
What brings you here, aside from my magnetic looks and indomitable lyrical failure?
Do you know anything about the Queen's dance?
I can't say I do.
You tell him everything, of the hunts and the dances of the matchmaking event, of how Alest is being coerced into attending, and of the Abyss interest in such a large gathering of nobles. Elfian's cheer drains from his face.
You want me to join you?
Once the darkest hour bathes the city in blood, once the false sun topples and the Abyss rules Carolisi, he won't be able to play minstrel any longer, not if Age is to be believed. Let us bring forth the darkest hour together, or forget the darkest hour, you simply want him at your side. I was about to say, like the text below implied, like it's gonna happen either way, but is it? Is it really? I don't know about that. I still don't 100% understand what the Abyss wants us to do, what that entails, and I still feel like I don't really want to give in so easily. I don't know, so... And I mean, we just wanted it to be us, right? Maybe as humans. So, I don't know if that's a good choice in the grand scheme of things. But hey, forget the darkest hour, you simply want him at your side.
It does make me happy to hear you can't get enough of me. I know you didn't say it, but you thought it loud enough that I could hear.
With a smile, he cups your face.
Thank you.
What did I do?
You see me for me, which reminds me, I should probably wear a disguise myself. Different hair and maybe another shirt should be enough.
Different hair?
I'm quite fond of this style, so it won't be too different, else it's going to be a pain to restore.
The innkeeper approaches you with a mug in hand. His usual scowl is gone. He is smiling.
Anything to drink for the miss? Maybe some wine to share?
That sounds lovely, or I'll have water instead. I find these so interesting, these choices, where it's like... To me, it really seems just like, okay, do we want to drink or not? And it's not really of much consequence, I don't think. But why not? This time, that sounds lovely.
Coming right up.
He returns a moment later with a pitcher of sweet wine and 2 cups. When he leaves, you exchange a look with Alpheon.
What can I say? That nosy old thing likes seeing me.
He gestures at his own face. In love?
Yes, but do bear in mind, should you ever break my heart, his fury will know no bounds, for a mopey minstrel brings no coin.
You spend the rest of the day with Alpheon. Once the sun begins setting and he plucks the first strings of his lute, you do hear a difference in the way he sings. It's heartfelt now, warm and tender, like his feelings for you. Lovely. Okay, that's what I thought, that we'd go back there. Shavani. Okay, basically dress and the mask, I think. Alas said she'd take care of the dress, so I guess we're going to Shavani's. Okay, great, we can get some. A plea to Valerico. Perhaps Valerico could help you forge the invitation. Oh, I guess, yeah. Anelia's delight. Anelia would be delighted to work on your dress. Sure. I mean, between the two, I like Anelia a bit better, you must admit. We might be able to go to both, but let's go to Anelia first. Morning comes, and an eager Aleste is waiting for you in the main hall of the refrain. There you are. I made arrangements for the dress, but I'm afraid I can't help you much with the invitation. She hands you an unsealed scroll, illuminated borders encased in neat text and botanical motifs. I had my cousin Orietta look into the invite list for me. In the past 3 years or so, a certain Miss Serena Ipsissima Venier from Dogado has been invited to the dance, but has never attended. Nobody knows anything about her. Holding your hand as if it were clutching a mask, you bow to Aleste as Serena Ipsissima would. I'll make her join for the first time in 3 years. She grins, clearly of the same mind. You have your work cut out for you, Miss Venier. You have 2 days to forge an invite. I am in need of a miracle. I suppose I could pray for the Lady of Dusk to instill you with artistry and ingenuity. Before I do that, however, we have a dress to take care of. We should head to the Sitchin Seam, where your seamstress friend works. I had the servants deliver 3 chests with all my unused dresses there. 3 chests? They'll take up more space than the walking area of the shop. Do the servants still obey you, or how many dresses is that? Do the servants still obey you? They have been made aware of the unique circumstances of the Queen's dance, so yes, they have returned under my service in limited capacity. She touches the pin of dusk on her robes. Its golden hues are richer than Brother Matthias's brass counterpart of dawn. I am breaking all my sisterly oaths. You'll be able to return to the temple soon enough. Are you sure? The matron lady has learned that if she threatens my younger sister, I will fold. What's stopping her from taking me back and marrying me off? Ruining the dance might scare her potential suitor off without putting Aleste herself in a precarious position. I've never been to the Sitch and Seam. You'll have to be my guide. Okay. You take her arm and leave the guest house. It's not far, I promise. With her jaw clenched, she nods. You thought she'd be happy to finally be outside, but she looks on edge. Well, now we know the reason why she was attacked, so should be fine, right? When you round the corner, she looks over your shoulder, and when you walk past an alley, she peers into it to make sure it's empty. You're safe with me? Distract her with idle chit-chat. Tell me if we're being followed. Are we being followed? Let's distract her. Did you ever leave the citadel when you were a noble?
I spent most of my youth in our country villa, shielded from all the scheming and politics. After moving to the citadel, I rarely left it.
Truly.
I saw no reason to look at what happens under the citadel's shadow.
You round a corner, and this time she doesn't look around, absorbed in conversation.
I became a sister to atone for that also. It was cruelty that kept me looking the other way.
You remind yourself that the three chests of dresses belong to the Celeste of the past, not her present self. Once the stitch and seam enters your vision, you point it out to Celeste. There it is. 2 servants are sitting against a miniature mountain formed by 3 gigantic chests. They spot Celeste and jump upright, bowing as she approaches.
There's no need to be so formal anymore.
Livera! Enelia's cry startles you all. She runs outside the shop with a smile as bright as the sun, followed by the head seamstress.
Livera and Lady Fidelio, thank you again for your patronage.
I picked the dress I thought would fit you the best, one in the richest, most scrumptious greens I have ever seen. Celeste mutters something to herself that sounds awfully like, "That's the one my father gifted to me."
Enelia here still had your measurements, Livera, so she already went to work.
I was shortening the sleeves. Her eyes start from you to Celeste. The skirt's length also needs adjustments, and the bust will need the most work, I think.
Lady Fidelio, please come inside.
Enticed by the generous pay, Enelia has fully embraced the opportunity to work on such a lavish dress. She takes your measurements, lets you try on the dress, and broods intensely over the cuffs. Perhaps I could bunch the fabric together and cover it somehow. This is for the Queen's dance, right? The question takes you by surprise, but it shouldn't. Enelia was a noble after all. Have you ever attended it? House Casteldon fell from grace long before my debut. She sets the needle down and smiles. I got a taste of it thanks to this dress, even if fixing it will drive me mad. Is it that bad? She bunches the fabric on the chest together. I need something as beautiful as this fabric and of a matching color to conceal the stitches here. She spends a moment mumbling to herself before her face lights up. Enelia? Lady Fidelio, might I ask something of your servants? And just like that, Enelia floats into the other room to request materials. You catch a glimpse of Celeste's garment. Its bright yellow silk reflects the light so beautifully. But she doesn't seem thrilled to wear it, and you can see relief wash over her as she returns to her sisterly robes. While her dress needs only some minor adjustments, yours will require the rest of the day and most of tomorrow.
It should be ready when you come back.
So it actually makes sense that we went for the dress first, right? Because that should take more time than forging the invitation. Enelia got her wish granted and is now furiously sketching on a loose sheet. Are those peacock feathers? The stem will need to be hidden, but I might use a clasp and some buttons. No buttons. Slightly concerned, yet also pleased to see Enelia so engrossed in work she clearly enjoys, you leave the shop. Yeah, it's great she's having fun, like that she's actually happy there in that position. You unroll the lavish vellum illuminated with details in gem-like inks. The borders around the text intrigue you with their craftsmanship. They seem to be perfectly symmetrical, down to a small imperfection in a corner. Wait a moment. You lean against the wall to observe the document against the light. The ink used to color the details soaked into the vellum, while the on for the lines didn't. Was this stamped onto it with a printing press? The more you look at it, the more you feel confident in your guess. Sir Vanius in the book business. I wonder if he could point me in the right direction. The shadows perk up at the mention of his name, knowing that through their embrace the distance of the isle matters not to you. Visit Valerico or forge the invitation yourself. Nah, let's visit him. You clutch the invitation tightly. The vellum, smooth at first glance, has a subtle roughness against your fingers. The shadows on the wall you're leaning against swell like a tide, drowning you and turning your material form into pure darkness. You make your way to the shore, and there you scuttle among the sand grains and pebbles until the light can't reach you anymore at the bottom of the sea. Fast like a thought, you move among schools of fish and tall kelp. Once in Fiorella, you rush up the rocky cliffside and use the tall shadows of the cypress trees to discreetly return to a physical form. So you can almost warp. Very handy. You expected the gardens around the palatial building to be scorched and withered, but they're as green as always. Toiling among the flowers, Valerico's seneschal is huffing and puffing with a bucket whose content is being sprinkled on the greenery. I don't envy him. Good afternoon. He raises his head from the bucket, miserable in his finery and so sweaty you could see yourself in the sheen of his forehead.
Are you here to visit Sir Vani? We weren't expecting you, but when have you ever announced your visit?
He seems to be in an exceptionally foul mood, which you can't blame him for, given the grueling work he's performing. I come to him for an urgent matter. He seems relieved to put down the bucket and fix the creases of his doublet.
In that case, I shall announce your arrival.
He walks in first, making sure to close the door behind his back. Luckily, the wait is quick. Livera, come in. The main hall of the villa, dark except for a single round window above the entrance, is pleasantly cool. Michaela welcomes you warmly, and after a moment, Valerico emerges from his study as well.
What brings you all the way to Fiorella?
You take Ales's invitation from your belt and show it to him. I need to make a copy of this. They both recognize the scroll. Isn't that an invitation to the Queen's dance? You nod.
What reasons could you have for wanting to attend such a dreadful function?
Sir, if I may, someone declared dead can hardly attend without subterfuge. You look at the seneschal with new eyes. Does he recognize you?
I've been to the Citadel on errands a couple of times. I thought you looked familiar. You're a Lagrande. Truly?
Not anymore. I relinquished the rights to my name and was indeed declared dead. But why? I wanted to turn a new leaf. It wasn't my choice, but I'm glad it happened. I don't know. I don't remember. I lost almost all of my memories in the accident. I guess that's the story we've been going for with most people, like with the last, so I'm gonna go with that. I don't remember. I lost almost all of my memories in the accident. Accident?
They're coming back to me. The bizarre circumstances of a funeral. Several people were found charred in an abandoned house just outside the city.
Charred? You see her mind race to conclusions and rush to stop them. I believe I must have hit my head while escaping. I was found alone and confused in the fields.
I don't think attending the dance will bring your memories back.
The seneschal is unaware he just handed you a wonderful excuse on a silver platter. It's the only way I could think of to remember. Put on a mask, pretend to be a Dogati noble, and see if anything comes back, anything at all.
Nothing pleasant will come out of it, I fear.
It's even more important then that I regain knowledge of my unpleasantness, so that I can atone. Your appeal seems to work. Michaela pulls on Valerico's sleeve. One look is enough to make him concede.
I have an invitation, one I have no intention to accept.
Oh.
I could scrape my name from it and replace it with that of
Serena Ipsissima Venier. You thought this through. I won't be going alone. A lest who left House Fidelio to serve the Lady of Dusk is being forced to attend. I want to also make sure her hand will not be promised against her will. Valerico, spurned by your righteous words, brings you to his office, to the sea of charts and papers. There he finds a small knife and begins, with feather-light taps, to scrape away his own name from the vellum. Zeno excuses himself after a while and returns outside. Zeno, must you?
Yes.
Michaela's protests are weak. When questioned by your gaze, she tells you that Valerico is not forcing the seneschal to keep the gardens tidy. It's something Zeno wants to do. I don't know why he's so hell-bent on getting a heat stroke. Valerico's work is minute and agonizingly slow. It takes him an hour to scrape off the ink completely.
Miss Serena Ipsissima Venier from Dogado.
Will you be wearing a mask?
Yes,
I do not want to be recognized. Livera La Grande should remain dead. I'm only Livera now. Valerico's penmanship is impeccable, and at first glance, it looks as if Miss Venier's name was always there.
The knife scraped a bit too deeply here and there. It won't hold up to a close inspection.
Once the scroll is in your hands, relief washes over you. How could I ever repay you for this?
You reunited us. I think we're even now.
You thank them both profusely before turning towards the entrance. Are you not staying longer?
I could.
That would be lovely. Bring Zeno inside. I'll prepare something to eat. The villa, despite its austere appearance, feels quite homely with Michaela back. With the help of her brother and Valerico, she has been feeling much better, and even shares with you the plans for the upcoming wedding. I guess Serena Ipsissima will receive another invitation soon. Once the sun begins to dip in the sky, you thank them once again for the hospitality and return to Caralisi. Right, we're supposed to get the mask from Malak. Oh. When night falls, the abyss speaks to you in your slumber. Envoy of the abyss, herald of its will you sing of the glory and gloomy splendor of the shadows? Once the darkest hour comes, the time of hiding will be over. The dolor, ardor, fury in their hearts await only your command. Whose hearts? The mortals shall know through words or blood of the abyss. Draw the prodigal one nigh. You still haven't told me who this prodigal one is. Silence follows. Why can't you tell me their name? Within the abyss lies no self and no name. Has the abyss ever used your name or Atreus or Alphion's? Never. You want to ask more questions, but your eyes open to the light filtering through the window. You woke up. Of course. Yeah, I think we're going to leave it here for today. Oh boy, so we're gearing up for the grand finale. But the Lavana thing is also still not quite done. Also, haven't we told Alphion that they found out the song is from him and everything? I don't know. I feel like bad things can and will happen eventually, but for now, like, we have a plan. At least for the dance, and that seems to be going quite well with the preparations.
I can't imagine the mask being an issue, so. But yeah, so something set in motion, and we'll see what comes out of that next time. Yeah, that's it from me for today. As always, I'd appreciate if you'd let me know your thoughts in the comments. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, bye bye.